This is Clayton Kershaw, and he's about to make history.
And with that, 300 strikeouts for Clayton Kershaw.
In 2015, Kershaw pitched MLB's first 300 strikeout season in over a decade, capping off a historic year. Kershaw began the 2015 season with a 4.32 ERA in his first 9 starts. Then, something clicked. Over his final 24 starts, he possessed an ERA less than 1.5 and threw over 200 strikeouts, a feat that's been accomplished by only one other pitcher, Bob Gibson, back in 1968. On the outside, Kershaw's overall 2015 season seemed like nothing more than his typical Cy Young caliber year. But when digging deeper, you realize he was on one of the most dominant runs ever, which left us with one question. Could he maintain this level of production over a full season?
15 strikeouts for Clayton Kershaw to tie his all-time high.
Today's video is sponsored by SeatGeek. It's the middle of summer, which not only means we're heading towards the climax of the MLB season, but the NFL season is right around the corner, and I've got a special hookup for you guys. If you use my code STORM10, you get 10% off any tickets on SeatGeek, whether you're a new customer or returning customer. From sports to concerts to festivals, you name it. Personally, I've been eyeing a Fernando Tatis Jr. bobblehead game in September, and I've been using SeatGeek to browse tickets. SeatGeek uses a simple rating system, a 1 to 10 scale where green means good and red means bad, so make sure to look for the green dots. No matter how many times you've bought tickets using SeatGeek in the past, code STORM10 is going to get you 10% off your next order. So click the link in the description, open the SeatGeek app, and go add code STORM10 to your account. What are you waiting for? Do it now, because this offer is only available for a limited time.
And Clayton really has never been a really overpowering pitcher in April. So for the Dodgers, they have to be thrilled to see him pitch so well.
Kershaw brilliant as Dodgers embarrass Padres. Yeah, that sounds like an accurate headline from the 2010s. In what was, and still is, the most lopsided opening day shutout in Major League history, Kershaw silenced the Padres. A truly dominant performance that had long become the norm for Kershaw. But, as mentioned by Vin Scully, a type of performance not commonly attributed to Kershaw in April. Through 2015, March and April were the only months where Kershaw held an ERA over 3. However, 2016 began differently. In his first 4 starts, Kershaw was a pitching machine, throwing at least 7 innings in every start while allowing 2 earned runs or less per game, resulting in an ERA of 1.50. Although the 7th inning of start number 5 raised Kershaw's ERA by nearly a full run. Still, by throwing 10 strikeouts, he ended the month with 40 strikeouts and only 3 walks allowed over his first 5 starts, a feat only 8 pitchers have accomplished in MLB history. This combination of filthy pitches and precise command were qualities that had long been attributed to Kershaw. But without a certain breakthrough early in his big league career, the future first ballot Hall of Fame status he's attained would have been impossible to reach.
Clayton ready, here he comes, swung on, and a high fly ball into deep left center field, and just like that, the Rockies are out in front 2-0.
Back in his 2008 rookie season, Kershaw was, for the most part, a one-trick pony. He threw his 4-seam fastball over 70% of the time. Combining this with a curveball that he threw nearly 23% of the time, Kershaw used 2 pitches with a combined usage rate of nearly 95%. This sort of combination isn't exactly unprecedented, but since the start of the StatCast era in 2015, only one player has thrown a 4-seamer as often as Kershaw did: Antonio Senzatella. So, what does this look like in action? Well, let's analyze Jeff Baker's at-bat against Kershaw. The first pitch was a curveball that dropped in the zone for strike 1. Then he misses with both a fastball and curveball to fall behind in the count. Kershaw's curveball was widely praised for its swing and miss ability, but it had its concerns once he made it to the majors. Due to a self-admitted inability to consistently control the pitch, Joe Torre and Don Mattingly essentially told him, if you're not throwing your curveball for a strike, you have one pitch. Going back to the at-bat, it's a 2-1 count, and Kershaw missed pretty badly with a curveball. As a result, he proceeds to throw the fastball over and over again, and Baker keeps fouling them off. As the pitches pile on, Kershaw eventually makes a mistake, and Baker crushes it. As a former top 10 prospect, Kershaw had all the potential in the world, but as he admitted, there aren't too many guys who can get away with throwing a fastball 72% of the time, especially as a starter. You have to figure something out. In short, Kershaw needed a third pitch. He already possessed a changeup, a pitch with a 5% usage rate in his rookie year. But throughout his career, he's never quite gotten the feel to be able to throw it consistently. Ultimately, Kershaw settled on a slider, a pitch that catapulted his career to new heights. He began to consistently use this pitch in June 2009. Take a look at the before and after. That's basically two different pitchers. Between 2010 and 2015, he won 3 Cy Youngs and was named the 2014 National League MVP, a season where he produced an ERA plus of 197, meaning his ERA was 97% better than league average. By 2014, not only had Kershaw's pitch usage rates drastically changed, he also showcased a significant uptick in slider velocity, going from around 85 miles per hour in 2013 to just over 88 miles per hour in his 2014 MVP season, which he carried into 2015, his 300 strikeout season. Heading into 2016, Kershaw's lethal pitch repertoire combined with a deceptive delivery that made hitting against him nearly impossible resulted in one of the most dominant beginnings to a career ever seen in baseball. In his first 8 years, Kershaw had 5 seasons with a 150 ERA+. He's the only player to accomplish this since the start of the integration era in 1947. By 2016, Kershaw was well on his way to Cooperstown, but the best was yet to come.
Crowd of 49,000 beside themselves over this great performance, or should we just say another great performance.
On May 1st, 2016, Kershaw completed one of the best starts of his career. A complete game shutout with 14 strikeouts and no walks, resulting in a game score of 95. Game score is a way of measuring a starting pitcher's performance on a scale of 1 to 100, where 50 is average, except for extreme outliers where a game score goes over 100, which Kershaw accomplished with his 15 strikeout no-hitter in 2014. His May 1st, 2016 start ranks a couple spots below this. A truly dominant performance that's usually seen only a handful of times in an MLB season. Well, 2 starts later, he did it again. Proving he was actually dominant against teams other than the Padres, Kershaw pitched another complete game shutout, this time with 13 strikeouts and only 1 walk allowed. However, what you don't know is this 1 walk made up a quarter of his season total to this point. In MLB history, only 2 players have accumulated at least 75 strikeouts and 4 or less walks in their first 8 starts of a season: Kershaw and Garrett Cole. While Cole's unprecedented run ended in his 9th start, Kershaw continued his through the end of May, resulting in one of the greatest months in modern baseball history. An ERA under 1, a strikeout rate near 40%, and a walk rate just over 1%. But think of it like this. In May, Kershaw pitched 3 separate complete game shutouts while at the same time allowing only 2 walks throughout the entire month. Overall, Kershaw was on a level very few players in baseball history could compete with. So the question was, how far could he take this? Well, as he continued into June, he showed very few signs of slowing down. Through his 15th start on June 20th, he possessed an ERA under 1.6 and had thrown over 140 strikeouts, a feat only 4 pitchers have accomplished in the first 15 starts of a season. However, in start number 16, something was wrong. A season-low game score of 40, 9 hits allowed, 4 earned runs, 4 strikeouts, and 2 walks allowed? Yeah, something was definitely wrong. And a few days later, we found out exactly what it was. He had suffered a back injury, an injury that took over 2 months to recover from. He ended up pitching 5 more starts in the regular season, and while he didn't pitch at the same volume as he did in the first half, Kershaw maintained the incredible run he was on before his injury, ultimately ending the season with some insane stats. A career-low ERA and FIP, a career-high ERA+, and some incredible strikeout and walk rates, becoming the first pitcher ever to hold a strikeout rate over 30% and walk rate under 2% while pitching at least 100 innings in a season. But that's the unfortunate part. The innings. Kershaw was robbed of the opportunity to pitch a full season. Instead of viewing this season amongst the greatest in baseball history, it currently sits with the countless what-ifs that'll forever be debated and never answered. But let me offer a thought. In multiple seasons, Kershaw pitched 33 games. Between the end of May 2015 and Kershaw's back injury in June 2016, he had numerous 33-game stretches where he accumulated 300 strikeouts and kept an ERA under 1.5, something only Jacob deGrom has accomplished in the integration era. Among this list, Kershaw's 33-game span between June 27th, 2015 and June 20th, 2016 sticks out the most, as it features the lowest ERA, lowest number of walks, and over 300 strikeouts. Do you know how many pitchers have produced a full season of this caliber? No one. Ultimately, Kershaw was robbed of the opportunity to compete for the title of greatest season ever. But during this span, in terms of pure strike throwing efficiency over the course of a full season's worth of games, Kershaw was on a level never seen before in MLB. Or in other words, he nearly pitched the best season ever. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you did, and subscribe for more content just like this. Thanks for watching.